the Almighty.
Don't have your mind open to the point where you start becoming jaded to certain things. The most well-known case for age 13 impregnated his 17-year-old babysitter. Under Kansas law, a child under the age of 15 is legally unable to consent to sex. The Supreme Court 1993 ruled that he was liable for child support. Yeah, it's bro, this stuff, like that stuff is crazy. Like, you see, like, you sit there, you get taken advantage of, and then in those cases, right, illegal rape, excuse me, and you're gonna be paying child support, right? Don't mind that you was 13 years old, right, and you was clearly taken advantage of. Whew, 13.
Said the exact same thing, that he had basically full editorial.
Didn't Tucker
privilege.
get fired for having an opinion that went outside of?
And then the lies that they said they do, like, because when he sat there, and I remember hearing that too. When he sat there, and he said that didn't Tucker get fired for having an opinion? No, that's not at all what happened. Tucker got fired because of what he had in the text messages that just contradict what Fox News was sitting there and parroting with the fake oh God, what is it? The voter machine shit, where he didn't even believe it, but he was sitting there still talking. He's still sitting there, and that's why I don't even like Tucker Carlson either, right? And that actually, bro, I don't understand, like, why people still sit there and they listen to them, while they listen to Alex Jones. Like, these people, like, if you could be a fly on the wall, you would realize that these people know what they're saying is an outright lie. They sit there, spread these lies. Tucker Carlson did not believe the cracking lady. He didn't believe all that ish with the fake voter machine thing. And then what happened? The lawsuit, the discovery, all that came out and came to light. And Fox News especially didn't like it, because at that point, they had to settle. You don't settle in court unless you either don't want to deal with the publicity, or you for sure know you're going to lose. And Fox News knew they were going to lose, because what they were saying, what they've been spreading for however long they've been spreading, was just absolute lies. Period. This is the Hunter Biden laptop story. That it contained information directly to Joe Biden. That is false. That still is false. The laptop exists. They're sitting there trying to argue about people saying that the laptop was fake. No, okay, sure, the laptop was real, but the story you were saying about its relevance is fake. That's what the. This is crazy. This is terrible here. I am sorry, guys. Like, I'm trying. I am really trying here. But oh my gosh, how's it doing this, bro? I did checks yesterday. I did checks last night. That's why we was up doing checks last night. Why? Movie over here. I don't understand. I don't know why. I need literally like 2 seconds here. Let me think about this. What can I do? I can do, okay. If I hold on. Bro, what's this shit called? Now I gotta remember these damn commands on the fly. If I remember. Okay, I'm remembering now. It should be okay. It's this. Hold on. Does this work? Okay, this does. What's going on, Brian? Oh yeah, hey, what's going on, Zyla? Bro, I did, like, I spent so much time, like, in the middle of the night trying to get this fixed, and anyway, let's just go ahead and let's just get to our main program here. And well, it is religion streaming day. Let me see here, and yep, everything's exploding on fire. Crazy, because it was all working perfectly fine last night. Bro, they had you at work like late, man. Oh gosh, man, wasn't with me, but there was so much stuff that was on fire everywhere else that I got to sit there and watch. And it's nice to be on this little project thing I'm doing, because I get to actually slink away and work on it while everybody else is sitting there trying to put out. Not that I'd be able to help anyway, because some of this stuff is crazy. Yeah, there was so much stuff happening. I don't understand why everything is just like collapsing all in one go. At work, at home, in the public sphere. Everything is just two major problems tonight. Oh gosh, bro, that's crazy, man. No, I got and the thing is, I even stayed a little bit extra at work just to get some stuff done, but I'm supposed to be done with everything tomorrow. And I got like the weekend, and then I got this weekend. I gotta work a little bit, so we'll see how that turns out. Oh, that's right, I need my thingamabob here. Hold on, where is it? This, because I gotta actually be able to see you guys so I can actually do what I need to do here. All right. I guess I'll just leave it here. All right. What can be unburdened by what has been? Oh, the coconut tree. Bro, I don't understand why there's so many different people, or why there's so many mad random arguments about Kamala Harris. Like the brat queen, they're calling her coconut from the coconut tree song, which is crazy, right? Because they're like, you know, in theory, these can have some weird undertones if you try to look at it one way. But in the end, it's just really stupid. It really is just really stupid. Right now, one of the nice things is that all of the concerns we had with Biden, all that's out the window now. Right? There's no more old or going to drop dead or senile. All that's gone. Now we just have what essentially is a regular person. Prosecutor versus the prosecuted. Exactly. We have a regular person now versus somebody who fumbled COVID, tried to overthrow the government, the fake elector scheme. Like, if you don't believe anything else, if you at least just research the fake elector scheme, whatever stance you on, if you don't believe Jansen's real, none of that, that's fine. But if you actually look at the fake elector scheme, this is the one problem I have had that is just unsurpassable, is that fake elector scheme that Trump did. Once you actually read and find out what exactly he did, that's on paper, right? That's on paper that he did. It's like there's almost anybody really could do. Like if it was Trump versus like DeSantis or somebody, right? It just be anybody but Trump. Once you do what you did, it's a wrap. Can't wait to hear the Trump. I can't wait to hear the Trump insults too. It is going to be interesting to watch. He's already, you know, setting up the future debate to like see if he can maybe weasel out of it. That future debate, he might get dog walked on that one. I'm not gonna lie to you. Remember what I was saying, right? I was leaning Biden, but you know, anything can happen. And I was going to wait for the second debate. I don't even need the second debate. Like, I already know what's going to happen. That second debate, she's going to demolish that man for sure. So we're going to see. We'll see how it all unfolds. Anything in particular you want to pull up before I actually get into my regular stuff? Because today, so now that everything is just about done, clearly I still got a little bit of debugging to do. Yeah, definitely do. And it's the crazy thing is that on my side, it looks like it's like absolutely like trash or whatever. But when I look at the actual thing you're all looking at, it actually looks pretty normal. So I guess it's good. I hope so. But anything in particular you wanted to look at before I get rolled into the thing? Because I am going to be doing Thursdays and Sundays. Thursdays and Sundays will be my religion research, because there's a lot of religion stuff that I want to now finally start digging into, since so much bulk of the world operates off of like these religious books that nobody seemed to read or quote properly. And I never really got the answer, but how are you a Republican? You're a Republican, has a conservative called you a rhino before for not supporting Trump? I have a friend that actually, me and him joked about it, like when we was getting into it. It's like about the rhino thing. But no, I haven't had anybody really call me a rhino, but I haven't really talked to much people either. And I don't know, like if I'm not mistaken, right? Isn't Trump's vice president? Didn't the vice president pick Trump did? Used to call Trump Hitler, right? So he wasn't for Trump, and then I guess, you know, something changed, right? I guess, you know, everybody can support a dictator if the terms are right, I suppose. So, you know, we'll see. Seems to me that you have more liberal values than you have conservative. Well, you know, like I said, it depends, because there's just certain things that, you know, just make sense, right? When you talk about face value things like sexual orientation rights and freedom of choice and things like that, right? Because religion doesn't have any place in the U.S. government. Hence is why the very first amendment of the Constitution, right? Thou shalt not institute a religion. There's all that stuff, man. Just at face value, it just makes sense. Like, there's no need to get wrapped up in some entity in the clouds that you probably not even fully adhering yourself to anyway. JD Vance, huh? He chose the guy that's easy to control. Fucking, yeah, this is true. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, anybody he was going to pick was only going to be somebody that was just going to do whatever he says. And as a matter of fact, JD Vance should be a huge stark warning to everybody, right? That the only people he's going to start inserting or pulling people with he has absolute control over. And you definitely don't want that, right? Because you don't want somebody who's unhinged to just go crazy. So I can say Mike Pence, despite his policies and belief, God bless him, true definition of a politician in America should be, yup, him. I think Paul Ryan was solid. Who's the other guy? Mitt Romney seems pretty good. John McCain was also pretty good. I'm trying to think who else. Yeah, I don't watch too many of the Republicans. And then if we talk about people outside of Congress, right? Marco Rubio seemed like fairly solid. He obviously in Congress, the Senate, but John Kasich I thought was like pretty good. But all these people you just don't even hear no more. Obama was all right. I mean, he did his best. He was able to get a lot done his first year. His second year, he couldn't get shit done because the Republicans had control of his first term. Excuse me, his first term, he got a lot of stuff done that was very needed. Right, super help bring the country on its feet and to do great things. Right, obviously, right. We was coming from a recession, and he brought it up to just hand it off to Trump. But you know, his second term was really stifled by Mitch McConnell. So I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, he left the country better than when he first got it, right? That's all that matters at the end, at the end of the day. Policies, hate or like it or whatever, how's the country overall doing? So that's all that matters. The thing is, I don't even remember how much Hillary was even impacting the public sphere like that. Like she just seemed like a lot of the other, like just background, big politicians that you don't even really see or hear too much about. Like you understand that they have like some important positions, but then outside of that, like it's usually not even anything that directly impacts you. Like because she's like Secretary of State, so it was all mostly foreign stuff, right? So it's like ain't nothing really to do here. So yeah, I don't really think too much about Hillary. But I'll tell you, boy, she the greatest boogeyman I've ever seen for a lot of people. I don't know why they hated her soul the way they did, but I mean, it is what it is. But I tell you what, though, right? Ain't it interesting that even after Bill Clinton, right, you still stay with the man, but you smash a porn star while your wife's pregnant and she ain't nowhere to be found, nowhere in the public sphere, anywhere. I'm just saying, right? Maybe that speaks to the caliber of man or something, but I mean, it is what it is. 2016, did I vote? Let me think about this. Was the election in 2016? I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was probably Hillary. Oh, yeah. It was actually Hillary Clinton because I already saw the warning signs for Trump. And I was like, Hillary Clinton. But retrospectively, looking back at it, even though it would change nothing, I would actually change my vote to Donald Trump because his presidency, like I said, I've always said this before, super needed, right? Because it got to show just how fragile and crazy things are when the wrong people get put in the positions to be able to wreak havoc. So... and they got a lot more people involved in politics, right? So, especially women, right? Because I tell you, women be getting the short end of the stick with some of those places. How dare you say that to President Trump? That what? I would have changed my innocent. He's innocent. Innocent of what? Because if I'm not mistaken, that court case did find him liable of doing what he did. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, can I? I'm trying to turn something on. There we go. Nice. Okay. All right. But yeah, no, gotta give it to the guy. But honestly, I think even that's starting to wear off now. Everything's still looking good. I'm very shocked because it doesn't look good at all on my end. So this is gonna be very complicated for me. So okay, but yeah, no, all that funny stuff's gonna start wearing off now because now they're gonna start seeing this man become unhinged. Once he starts to realize that he's probably gonna lose, he knows his life is. He knows literally his life is about to be over. Because he loses that presidency. This is the thing I'm worried about. Now that it's becoming even more clear that he's going to lose, notwithstanding anything crazy happening in the debates, which I doubt he's going to get swept. When he loses that election, like the level of just internal cope and chaos inside of these people is probably going to reach a new tier. I'm actually, as of right now, I ain't going to lie to you. It's looking really good that she's probably going to win. I think she's probably going to win, right? Have you seen all of the different things that they've been trying to use against her? It's been crazy. It's been so crazy. Like making fun of her because of her laugh. That's all you got? Her laugh? What the hell else was it, right? Calling her a coconut. These were the best that they had against her. I'm just like, yeah, y'all about to get cooked something terrible. As long as the Democrats don't do nothing too crazy. Oh, you know something? Brev, there is a video. You know something? I'm going to show you this, and it's going to make so much sense to you. I promise it's going to make so much sense to you. Oh, man. When I saw it, this was perfect. Since you say her laugh is so adorable. I got to remember to stay near this goddamn mic, man. I get too far away from it sometimes, and I forget that I can't, ain't nothing I can do. So, let's see here. Hold on. How the hell you spell this woman's name? No, it's around here somewhere. No? Is there a different thing for Jesus? It was a short video. You mean like I should have saved it. I really should have saved it. I gotta start saving these a little bit more better next time. Was I watching it or something else? I don't tell me I was watching it or something else. No, it's gotta be here, right? This video is so needed. It's so needed. Hold on. Maybe I did save it. Let me see. Beautiful playlist. Please tell me. Okay, nope. Doesn't look like I saved it. So the only thing I got here is if my if I think my other YouTube thing actually kept it and I just wasn't paying attention. Oh, you know what? I'm right here, right? Let me just come on, YouTube. I don't need you to fail me. Tell me I was looking at it here. Yes, I was looking at it here. Okay. Now I just need to find the right one. Where is this lady? This is gonna make perfect sense once you see it. If I ever find a video. Come on. Okay, here we go. Masterclass. Right. Jesus Christ, that's so loud. Hey, let me. I forgot to check. It's not too loud over there for you, right? I'm gonna play a separate video, and I just need you to tell me if it's like too loud or not, because I forgot to check that. I really did forget to check that. Okay, let me just play something else. Hold on. Here we go. Let's listen to some. Oh yeah, so I gotta turn it. Okay. You can hear me, right? Yeah, fine. Keep that in mind. All right. Okay, now let's go ahead. Let's get to it now. But yeah, when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, this is beautiful. I'm going to refresh this, and I'm going to cut this off. This right here is perfect. I just hope it's not.
Right? Raise your hand if you breathe air.
But seriously, Ben, we got to get this impersonation like a little more on point here, okay?
Gotcha.
First of all, you're getting too squealy and you're getting too happy. Kamala starts off deep. She starts off deep and low and slow. So it's something like, you know what I mean? Like she goes into the maniac. She goes into it. She's not born with it. So
When you go into the maniac, right? That's how this is like the best like explanation of a laugh I saw. When you go, it's, you know, you don't just start off right off, just going hard, right? You gotta ease your way into it. You know, you gotta lube it up a little bit, you know, get it primed. And then you like, you know, then you go full retard, you know?
try again. And don't be afraid to get like your body into it like she does. Do you notice when she gets to that maniacal level of laughter, I call it like a 9, because I don't think we've seen Kamala like at a 10. I don't think we want to, but we get it like at a 9, and then she throws hands in. So you see how that first clip that I stitched, she was like, her hands were kind of flailing at the same time. So she was like, something like that. Try it again. I want to see.
Jesus Christ. Bro, I think this explained her laugh so well to me. We're good here? All right, we're good here. Okay. Now, that's all done with. And I forgot all these were running. Bro, I had so much stuff over here running. It's crazy. Close this. Oh, I don't think he's scared quite yet. He's definitely a little worried. If I'm not mistaken, didn't that video that leaked of him when he was at one of the golf courses, he was so sure that he was going to be messing with Biden, so maybe that threw him off a little bit, but he's not scared yet. I think like you give it about maybe 2 more weeks, especially once all the polls and stuff start to settle, and then you're going to start seeing the man slowly become unhinged. Slowly but surely, you're going to start becoming unhinged. And then God forbid, right, he shows up at that debate and then he gets decimated and it's all like, you know, all pushed through the media that he's just got like murdered, then it's a wrap. You're going to start seeing some like really crazy stuff. Like I said, save your money, right? Don't eat too much fast food. Don't go nowhere, right? Conserve as much money as you can. And just before the election, make sure you get plenty of food, plenty of canned goods, and you just be ready. You know, something tells me that something probably might happen before then. I think there might be something might happen probably before Jan 6. I don't know what it is, but something about it. Because obviously they're going to, like, all the security stuff is going to be on deck, right? Because most importantly, like, we have an actual real president this time around. So, like, he's already going to be, you know, on T about the security of the Capitol building. So I don't think, I seriously doubt, they could very well be another like assembly of people that start approaching the Capitol, but they're not going to make it very far. They're going to get locked down very quickly. I am highly certain of that. So that's why I don't think there's going to be another Jan 6, but probably something's probably going to happen before then. I feel like something's going to happen before then. So make sure you got plenty of canned goods, you know, plenty of water, and you just be prepared. You be prepared. You start getting prepared November 1st. Start getting prepared, because after Election Day, things, you know, it's all up in the air from that point forward. However many different ways it could go. But Trump's going to lose. Kamala is most certainly going to win. Yeah, it's almost for sure going to happen. I'm pretty positive it's going to happen, hands down. But yeah, and it just so happens I was also watching some of the Destiny stuff that was happening lately, and it was just like, I don't understand why Jan 6 thing is so hard for people to understand. But you know, it's neither here nor there. Like I said, I really think at this point it should just give up on the Jan 6 and just focus on the fake elector scheme. The fake elector scheme, like I said, I think is pretty more damning, because it's more of a direct link to Trump. There's just so many different ways that you just can weasel out of saying that it's not insurrection or that Trump didn't mean it or whatever. You can't say ish about his involvement with trying to basically coup the votes. That whole situation is just crazy. All right. So today, I'll give you one more freebie for us to go over anything before I start looking at the religious stuff here. Because today, I need to know what's going on with the Dead Sea Scrolls here. Today's Dead Sea Scrolls. Tomorrow shall be politics. Probably like finish going over some of the stuff we was looking at. Why does this keep flickering? I just keep seeing it flickering. I don't know why. I need a much more powerful system for what I'm trying to do here. Definitely need a much more powerful system. And it's crazy because I already have a really nice laptop. All these different things I got running all in one go. And it's all on a laptop. This is crazy. Okay, let's see what we have here. So we can actually start Wikipedia, because I would like to know how big is the Dead Sea Scroll book. I wonder if there's any official documents we can get. So just to recap, right? Before we started doing the streaming thing, we were reading the Bible and we completely finished it from beginning to end, minus all of the genealogies, because the genealogies are just stupid. I think they're just a waste of time, but that's just me. So now we're going to do the Dead Sea Scrolls, but it's not necessarily clear just what exactly the Dead Sea Scrolls are. So we need to figure that out first, so we can figure out like what it is and how much of it we need to read. And then after this, we will do the Quran. Streamed what? Reading the Bible? No. This was the Bible thing I did well before I was doing the streaming stuff. But at least now going forward, like as I'm like doing this research stuff, because I think reading the Bible was really good, especially once you start getting into these things with Alabama, like trying to push the 10 Commandments in every school, and then like religion in general, like how all these people like, oh, Christian values, this and that and stuff. And then you actually like read this book that they're supposed to be faithfully following and know so much about, and just realize that they're probably really mostly just full of shit, honest to God, no pun intended. But the Dead Sea Scrolls are like the things that were not included in the Bible, because the Bible is really a collection of just like other, I think a bunch of stories and scrolls or something like that. And like somebody, I don't know who, but you know, then somebody decided on what to include and what not to include in it. And so that's what makes the Bible. So the Dead Sea Scrolls is everything else. So want to get like a full, you know, more fuller picture of like what exactly historical religious texts, you know, is available, what was going on back then. And then after that, then we're going to read the Quran, because the Quran is like the next, or, you know, Islam is the next major, I guess, religion or religious text, right? Because you got essentially all of the Middle East, right? That they all follow the Quran or the Islamic faith. So this will be interesting. And here we go. We got an X status. So let's see what we have here. Trump backs out of presidential debates for now. Given the continued political chaos surrounding Joe Biden and the Democratic Party, general election debate details cannot be finalized until Democrats formally decide on their nominee. There's a strong sense by many in the Democratic Party, namely Barack Hussein Obama, that Kamala Harris is a Marxist fraud who cannot beat President Trump, and they are still holding out for someone better. Therefore, it would be inappropriate to schedule things with Harris, because Democrats very well could still change their minds. But they're just saying stuff. Honest to God, this is just them saying stuff. This makes no sense because he already agreed to the debate in September. And his argument is that because they don't know who exactly is going to be the actual nominee, they're not going to do any debates. But they're not saying that he's not going to hold a debate, period. And the way he's presenting it as if once the nominee is actually formally decided, then he's going to schedule a debate. I understand technically because of the political process, she's not the official nominee until the convention. But even then, if I'm not mistaken, they're going to do a virtual hearing before then to formally make her the nominee because of the state deadlines that have to happen that are before the convention. So they have to actually make the determination sooner than that. So they're going to do a virtual hearing to confirm Harris as the formal Democratic nominee. And then they'll actually do the convention. But the virtual thing is so that way then they can like push all the paperwork at all the states to make sure she's on the ballot, blah, 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 all that good stuff. And then, yeah, right. So, I mean, it is what it is. This is a stupid statement. This serves no point. I don't even know like why he's invoking him when it's pretty much set in stone at this point. Oh, well, who is this guy? Founding partner and senior correspondent at Puck. Reach me at Dylan at Puck News. Obama's middle name. Everybody just love that Hussein word for sure. I don't know. I also don't know why. I mean, it's just like with Hillary Clinton. I don't understand why they keep invoking these people that are just like you just don't see anymore. Why are these people still popping up like every day in these people's mind whenever like anything is going on that has nothing to do with them? It's just so crazy to me. Obama does not have any like who the Democratic Party nominates, right? That's just like he can have some weight in the decision, but other than that, oh dang, man got pulled up over there. That's crazy. Anyway, let me just move on because it's just crazy. Oh yeah, and this Nikki Haley, this like what Haley voters for Harris thing. I was reading a little bit of that. It's just stupid. There's just so much just stupid stuff just going on. It's so crazy. All right, so let us now go to let's now go to our Dead Sea Scrolls here. Oh yeah, before I forget, Brian, is there a particular avatar you wanted to use? I forgot to ask you. Like, what are you right now? Aren't you like a Caterpie? Oh no, you're the Ratatat. Do you know how to change it? You have to. Well, first you have to actually use the exclamation mark extensions or the actual extension panel to see what different avatars there are. Most of them actually do cost points that you've been slowly accumulating, but I don't think you have enough. So I was going to gift you one. You gift you one avatar to use, so you're not just like this Ratatat going across the screen here. I keep forgetting to like actually talk about that one. Yeah, see, there you go. See, and these commands are starting to work, but you just gotta know the name. Just tell me what the name is, and then I'll set you up that one. But that'll be the only one you get. Everything else you gotta earn blood, sweat, and tears on however many coins you get it per. Is it per 5 minutes? I think it's per 5 minutes. I have it set. Hold on, I'm just moving some stuff over here on this side. Close this, and okay. What characters are there? I can't see it. You clicked on the link here. Let me see. Click authorize. So you do have to authorize the thing that comes up since and it needs to actually be able to look at your account name to know how many points and all that other good stuff you got. Great. It's not loading up. Would you look at that? If it's not one thing, it's another thing. Okay. Let me see this. I might have to just disable it and re-enable it. Waiting for your avatar. Waiting for your... Oh, I'm tripping. That's right. It's because I haven't actually... Hold on. It's only going to get better from here. I just have to keep telling myself this, right? We've finally made it over some major hurdles. It's only going to get better from here. Only going to get better from here. Grant. This mofo really is not trying to actually come up. Ain't that some shit? Oh, there we go. Now it's coming up. Well, let's actually take a look. And it's so small. Oh my gosh, hold on. Here. I think that is that. I don't know if you could see. Okay. You could probably, okay. You should be able to see this. Okay, cool. That's everybody. All right. Here are some of the people here, right? We got Sonic. We got the Sonic characters. We got some characters from Naruto. Not everybody, but some of them, right? Which I think is just like Rock Lee's team. Hinata's, well, yeah, Hinata's on the same one. Kiba's team. I think we might have Ino Shikacho. Yeah, the Ino Shikacho. Who else? Final Fantasy 7. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Was 8. No, Final Fantasy 8. Final Fantasy 8 characters. Plus some other randoms that I actually do not know who they are. Scooby-Doo cast, right? Kingdom Hearts cast. We got the Kingdom Hearts cast. We do have some of the Kingdom Hearts villains as well. I forgot the name of the guy. I don't even remember what his name. Shadow. Oh, Shadow from Sonic. Dang, you made a choice already. I didn't even finish going through. You got Hamtaro. I don't know how young you are, but Hamtaro, Hamtaro is really good. Teen Titans, My Hero Academia. Oh yeah, and then we have Adventure Time. There we go. Yeah, Adventure Time. And then of course, then I know you saw all the different Pokemon, right? Which I think we got up to Generation 5 or Generation 6. And then lastly, we have Minecraft. It's Minecraft, the Among Us character, Metroid, along with his villains or his like NPCs or whatever. And that looks like that's it. Yeah, so that's it. So Shadow's the guy. I'm sure you're talking Shadow as in him. So Sonic CB Shadow. Okay. How do I do this again? If I'm not mistaken, all I have to do is just should be this. Okay. All right. So last chance to change while I draft up this command. If there's none of those other characters, this will be who you get. So let's see. So I'm going to do this one. Hold on. And then the guy's name is Sonic CB Shadow. Sonic CB Shadow. Let's see if that works. Hold on. I gotta make a copy of it and refresh my screen over here. Because for whatever reason, it's not even showing up as... There we go. Okay. Now let me try that again. Alright, so here we go. So this gift... Oh, can I also just... Yeah, there we go. Go like that. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yep. Avatar. Right. This is why I struggle. As much as I do here. Help. Gift. Mods is the name. This is our gift name. Yes. Maybe it did do it, and it's just for the reasons I'm just not seeing the thing. So let me see something here. If I do change, go back to Brian again. Change this guy. Avatar. Sonic CB Shadow. This thing really hates me. I tested all this out yesterday. Why is it? There's no way. Literally tested all this out yesterday. I'm going to disconnect this. All right. It's disconnected. I'm going to reconnect it. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to try this one more time. And then after this, then we're going to get started with our research. But bro, I don't understand why the struggle streaming just be so bad sometimes. Jesus Christ, man. You'd think. GIF. Okay, well, I give up. I give up on so many things in life now at this point. Wow. Just really not trying. Just really not trying to work. That is crazy. I'm gonna try to use my other thing over here while I'm at it. Okay. Let me close this. Yep, so all that's cool. Come here. Twitch. Pull you back over here. Give it one more shot. I'm gonna give it one more shot. This shouldn't be that zoomed in that much. That was crazy. Come here. Wait, where's the chat window at? Oh, here it is. All right. You know what? I can do this, right? Okay. Change, right? Restream bot. Avatar. Did all right. Yeah, look, see? They all came. Look, see? It. So what? Okay, so I go like this, and then I do, let's see, let me gift, stream. What if I gotta be on the other I probably gotta be on the other platform. Would it make sense if this doesn't work? Let me see. Hold on. Restream avatar. Hold on. Restream bot avatar. Oh well, I tried. It didn't work. I got one to change. I don't know why the other one isn't changing. But it's probably because I have to actually go on the other one in order to do it. All right, well, think I like that. Oh, so this stuff is actually, oh, so it is actually working. Oh yeah, there we go. I got it to work. Okay. Okay, Brian, there you go. Now once you're, if you have, because your thing's not up now, so I can't tell. But once you type again, you should hopefully be the other character. But all right. With that being said, now let's go ahead and let's get started. All right. So now getting into the Dead Sea Scrolls here. So chat's up. Should I have it? Should probably have it. Can I think 150 look like it should work. 150 look good. All right. Wow. Yep. We're an hour wasting time for sure. Just all I want to do now is just change my screen real quick. Yep. Hour. Okay. And let me see this. And okay, yeah, no, this is looking, wow, this is actually looking pretty good. Well, all right. Well, that looks good to me. Let's go ahead and close that. Go right here. And let me just change this for my vertical people over there. All right. Want to offer a promotion to your channel. And oh, cool. Another one of those bot advertisers. Sounds cool. Feature Blanc. All right. Now going to the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? So the Dead Sea Scrolls are called the Qumran Cave Scrolls, are a set of ancient Jewish manuscripts from the Second Temple period. They were discovered over a period of 10 years between 1946 and 1956 at the Qumran Caves near Ein Feshka in the West Bank on the northern shore of the Dead Sea, dating from the 3rd century BCE to the 1st century CE. The Dead Sea Scrolls include the oldest surviving manuscripts of entire books later included in the biblical canons, along with extra biblical and canonical manuscripts from late Second Temple Judaism. At the same time, they cast new light on the emergence of Christianity, of rabbinic Judaism. Almost all of the 15,000 scrolls and scroll fragments, hey Jesus, 15,000 scrolls, these boys were writing back then, are held in the shrine of the book at the Israel Museum located in the city of Jerusalem. The Israel government's custody of Dead Sea Scrolls is disputed by Jordan and the Palestinian Authority on territory, legal, and humanitarian grounds. They were mostly discovered following Jordanian annexation of the West Bank and were acquired by Israel after Jordan lost the 1967 Arab-Israeli War. Well, this is what I be telling people, man. Look, at the end of the day, war is war. If you to the victor goes the spoils, right? Isn't that the common saying? Where's my mouse? Jesus Christ. All right. Move my keyboard out here. All right, let's see. So, while this Israel claims are permanently based on historical and religious grounds, given their significance in Jewish history and in the heritage of Judaism. Yeah. So, they originally had it. It sounds like Jordan originally had them, and then you lost your territory in the war. Then they got them, and of course they have very nice, significant historical significance, excuse me. So, like, obviously, I'm gonna definitely hold on to these boys over here, so that's funny. Many thousands of written fragments have been discovered in the Dead Sea area. They represent the remnants of larger manuscripts damaged by natural causes or through human interference, with the vast majority holding only small scraps of text. However, a small number of well-preserved and near intact manuscripts have survived. Fewer than a dozen among those from the Qumran Caves. Researchers have assembled a collection of 981 different manuscripts discovered in 1946 to 1947 and in 1956 from 11 caves, which lie in the immediate vicinity of the Hellenistic Jewish settlement at the site of Khirbet Qumran in the eastern Judean desert in the West Bank. Man, these words are so hard to read. Jesus, man. The caves are located about 1.5 kilometers west of the northwestern shore of the Dead Sea. Hence, they derive their names from. Archaeologists have long associated the scrolls with the ancient Jewish sect known as Essenes, although some recent interpretations have challenged this connection and argued that priests in Jerusalem and Zadokites or other unknown Jewish groups wrote the scrolls. Most of the manuscripts are written in Hebrew, with some in Aramaic, for example, the Son of God text, in different regional dialects, including Nabate, and a few in Greek. Discoveries from the Judean desert add Latin, from Masada, and Arabic from this place. Most of the texts are written on parchment or some papyrus paper, and one on copper. Though scholarly consensus dates the Dead Sea Scrolls between the 3rd century BCE and the 1st century CE, there are manuscripts from associated Judean desert sites that are dated as early as 8th century BCE and as late as 11th century CE. I keep telling myself I'm gonna drop it, but then I never do. Someday we'll fine tune later on. It just won't be right now. All right, let's get back to it. So I just BC and BC. So let's see. The Gregorian calendar is the global standard for the measurement of dates. Despite originating in the Western Christian tradition, its use has spread throughout the world and now transcends religious, cultural, and linguistic boundaries. As most people are aware, the Gregorian calendar is based on the supposed birth date of Jesus Christ. Subsequent years count up from this event and are accompanied by either AD or CE, while preceding years count down from it and are accompanied by either BC or BCE. That means the number gets larger in the context of years as you get closer to the event. The idea is to count years from the birth of Jesus Christ was first proposed in the year 525 by this guy, a Christian monk, standardized under the Julian. The system spread throughout Europe and the Christian world during the centuries that followed. AD stands for Domini, Anno Domini, Latin for in the year of the Lord, while BC stands for before Christ. CE stands for common or current era, while BCE stands for before the Common Era. These abbreviations have a shorter history than BC and AD, although they still date from at least the early 1700s. They have been frequent use by Jewish academics for more than 100 years, but became more widespread in the later part of the 20th century, replacing BC and AD in a number of fields, notably science and academia. An important reason for adopting BCE and CE is a religious neutrality, since the Gregorian calendar has superseded other calendars to become the international standard. Members of non-Christian groups may object to the explicitly Christian origins of BC and AD. Particularly problematic is AD in the year of the Lord and its unavoidable implication that the Lord in question is Jesus Christ. So BC should appear after the numerical year, while AD should appear before it. 1100 before Christ, and the larger this number, the further away we're getting from now. And then AD, what the fuck was AD again? 1100 before Christ, right? I don't ever see. I don't forgot already. Stands for Anno Dominion, land in the year of the Lord. So this is like after Christ, right? So Christ was born. So, but this would be like our current year then, right? So this is actually the year 1066, right? After Christ was born. So, but this would be like our current year then, right? So this is actually the year. Yeah, I think that's how I understand it. AD 2017, right? So this would be like, this is literally a couple of years ago, right? When it's AD 2017, and then I guess you can also use CE. AD 2017, and then CE would be to do this in a non-religious concept. And then I guess right, so before Common Era, or before Christ, and after Christ, or after the Common Era, or or the current era. Okay, and after Christ makes sense. After the Common, we had to really look at that for a second there. Okay, makes sense. So 3rd century before Christ was born, and the 1st century right after Christ. Okay, there are manuscripts from associated desert sites that are dated. Yeah, so we read this in as late as the 11th century. Bronze coins found at the same site form a series beginning with John Hyrcanus, a ruler of the Asmonean kingdom, and continuing to the period of the First Jewish-Roman War, supporting the paleography and radiocarbon dating of the scrolls. Into the poor conditions of some scrolls, scholars have not identified all of their texts. The identified texts fall into 3 general groups. About 40% are copies of text from Hebrew manuscripts. Approximately another 30% are texts from the Second Temple period that ultimately were not canonized in the Hebrew Bible, like the Book of Enoch, the Book of Jubilees, the Book of Tobit, the Wisdom of Sarah. I don't know why I want to say Sriracha. And then Psalms 152 to 155. Oh, so there's even a section of the Psalms they didn't include in the Bible. Interesting. The remainder 30% are sectarian manuscripts. So sectarian, if I had to guess, probably just random writings at this point. Previously unknown documents that shed light on the rules and beliefs of a particular sect of groups within greater Judaism, like the community rule, the War Scroll, man, the Persia on Habakkuk and the ruler's blessing. Okay, so that's cool. I want to know now, where is these books? That's cool. Let me see. I want to know now, where is these books? How do I know what like all the books are in? Okay, I know discoveries. Okay, the 972 manuscripts found at Qumran were found primarily in two separate formats, as scrolls and as fragments of previous scrolls and texts. In the fourth cave of the fragments were torn up into 15,000 pieces. These small fragments created somewhat of a problem for scholars. Began working on piecing the fragments together, but did not finish this before his death in 1979. Cave 1 was discovered there, blah, blah, blah. None of the scrolls were destroyed in this process. Their original 7 Dead Sea Scrolls from Cave 1 at Qumran were the Great Isaiah Scroll, a second copy of Isaiah, the Community Rule Scroll, the Persia Scroll and Habakkuk, the War Scroll, Thanksgiving Hymns, and the Genesis Apocryphon. One of the pottery jars containing the scrolls from Cave 1 is now kept in the British Museum. No? Why won't it load? Project file missing. Oh, that's right. I know why they're missing. They're missing because the folder change is documents. Okay, got it. It's like, bruv, hold on. I have to have this music. Bro, what folder was it in? Practice? It's not even running. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful that this is not even running. So let me first close all these apps that I have open. I don't know why there's so many. What the hell was I doing? Okay. Oh, one more to close. All right, and I have OneDrive disabled from like auto starting with the rest of Windows, so that's why that's like that. But okay, cool. So now that you're coming up, let's go ahead and open your up here. I don't know what it mean by 2 copies or something, but okay, open the project. Feel free to open up the project. Open project, right? There's no way. Documents, practice. I am gonna need my headphones this time around. Okay, water. What do I have here already? Hold on. Let me just get these babies back up here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a different, save this as a separate project that way I can change it. Go here. Let me go here. Let me go here. Right. And then my base dragon. And like depending on what they do with a different, because they're in the works of making another plugin, I really shouldn't, but I might cop that one too. I have a problem, and I need to get help for it. I need to go to the doctor because this is unhealthy. But okay, let me save this. Right, I can save this as song 3, so I can keep different versions. Okay, I'm now on song 3. All right, and we did that because what we want to do now is I want to need to remind myself I need to keep doing this each day until I motivate myself to actually find something to do. Okay, so what did I want to do? We want to make a hip hop beat because why not? I guess I can leave it at F sharp. I think I just probably stick with making a chord. Maybe a melody then? I'm trying to C major. Okay, going back to F sharp. Or F major, sorry. Oh, we'll go back to hybrid. Oh, this is because got it. Okay, gotcha. I don't even think I even need to change this one. Maybe an 808? I feel like I need to turn this one down a little bit and it'd be perfect. Okay. I just want to like put that. Why is even my phone don't want to work now? That's funny. That's really funny. No, my phone. Okay, my phone. My phone actually seriously is not trying to work. That's crazy. Because it doesn't sound loud on my computer, but to you guys, that sounds crazy loud. I don't need it that loud. I need it to be quiet. That sounds pretty good to me. Okay. Now let's go ahead and we can get back to it now. Okay. Yeah. Looking good to me. Can I, if I go like that, does it cool? And they all poof away. All right. That sounds pretty good to me. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Huh, I don't hear it no more. What happened? No, it just disappeared. What happened? Why did it go away? Oh, does it just, you just can't play in the background? Well, hold on, I at least want, yeah, I at least want the plugins. Okay, so I guess you can't bring it down, otherwise it just, so I'm gonna just do that. Okay. And I can go like this, right? Yeah, I can go. Okay, cool. Now it's playing back again. Alright, cool. Alright. Let's getting back to it. So we are now trying to find out where these, I think this is what I want. Publication. This is what I'm looking. Some of the fragment scrolls were published early. Most of the longer, more complete scrolls were published soon after their discovery. All the writings in Cave 1 appeared in print between 1950 and 1956. Those from 8 other caves were released in 1963 and 1965. Saw the publication of the Psalm scroll from my monitor just cut off. What? Not to. Oh no, it actually cut off. There's no way. What happened? And why is this like static noise now all of a sudden? Hold on. I'm gonna have to. Wow, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Let me deactivate it and reactivate it. No, there's a static. Everything's crashing and I don't know why. This is crazy. Let me just put the stuff back. Alright. Let me try and figure out what's wrong now. It's gonna be like this for at least a week. Well, not at least a week, but what the fuck is that? It's getting fat. Oh, no. Okay. And it's dying again. Okay. I'm angry now. I was like, what's going on? Why? For what? Like, for what? Like, why? Okay. I'm gonna have to let me get up and actually see. Hold on. Let me change screen. We'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. And that should have hopefully fixed that. Okay, yeah, see? My capture card was apparently that you could almost fry an egg on it and it feels like the thing is hot. But alright, let's get back to it. Get back to playing our little AI music thing here real quick. Okay. Alright, now let's actually find out what's going on with these publications. Publication of scrolls have taken many decades and delays have been a source of academic controversy. The scrolls were controlled by a small group of scholars headed by John Strugnell, while a majority of scholars had access neither to the scrolls nor even to photographs of the text. Scholars such as Norman Gall, publishers and writers such as this person, and many others argued for decades for publishing the text so that they become available to researchers. This controversy only ended in 1991 when the Biblical Archaeology Society was able to publish the
facsimile.
How do I set the output? If I had to remember, or if I had to guess, right? It is easily because I know the audio works. So, audio devices. Here we go. I was like, bro, it's one of these. Here we go. This is the one I wanted. All right. Now we're cooking again. Oh boy. Okay. That should hopefully work. We'll see. Sounds good to me. All right. Okay, and put you like right here. Get back. So, okay, the facsimile edition of the Dead Sea Scrolls after intervention of the Israeli government, Israeli Antiquities Authority in 1991. Emmanuel Tov was appointed as the chairman of the Dead Sea Scrolls Foundation, and publication of the scrolls followed in the same year. The majority of scrolls consist of tiny brittle fragments which were published at a pace considered by many to be excessively slow. During early assembly and translation work by scholars through the Rockefeller Museum from the 1950s or the 1960s, access to the unpublished documents was limited to the editorial committee. Discoveries in the Judean desert. Right, the contents of the scrolls were published in a 40-volume series by Oxford Press. Between then and then, blah blah blah. Ah, God, this is getting boring, bro. I just want to know, like, where. Okay, this is okay. This gave me a decent understanding. Here we go. There are 225 biblical texts included in the Dead Sea Scroll documents, or around 22% of the total. And the Deuterocanonical books, the number increases to 235. Dead Sea Scrolls contain parts of all but one of the books of the Tanakh of the Hebrew Bible and Old Testament proto-canon. They also include 4 of the
canonical
books, included Catholic and Eastern Orthodox Bibles, Tobit Sirach and Baruch 6, also known as the letter of Epistle of Jeremiah, and Psalm 151. The book of Esther has not yet been found, and scholars believe Esther is listed because her marriage to a Persian king may have been looked down upon by the inhabitants of Qumran, or because the book has the Purim festival, which is not included in the Qumran calendar. Listed below are the most represented books, along with the chronicles of the Bible found among the Dead Sea. The majority of texts found among the Dead Sea Scrolls are non-biblical in nature and were thought to be insignificant for understanding composition and canonizing of the biblical books, but a consensus has emerged which sees many of these works as being collected by the Essene community instead of being composed by them. Scholars now recognize that some of these works were composed earlier than the Essene period, when some of the biblical books were still being written or redacted into their final form. The Copper Scroll is one of the Dead Sea Scrolls found in Cave 3, but differs significantly from others, whereas the other scrolls are written on paper. This scroll is written on metal, copper mixed with about 1% of tin. Although no metallic copper remained in the strips, the action of the centuries has been to convert the metal into brittle oxide. The so-called scrolls of copper were in reality 2 separated sections of what was originally a single scroll, 2.4 meters long, that's almost 8 feet in length. Unlike the others, it is not a literal work, but a list of 64 places where various items of gold and silver were buried or hidden. That's funny. This is like, so literally like a treasure map. Yo, I am dying of congestion over here. I am so sorry, guys. Unlike the others, can I bring my thing over here, please? There we go. It differs from the other scrolls in its Hebrew, blah blah blah, though this many share some language characteristics. Its orthography and paleography and date blank, possible overlapping the latest to the other Qumran manuscripts. Okay, well, that's interesting. Copper Scroll was a treasure map. Okay, I'm now going to figure out read Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay, so this is what site is this? I don't know, where is this in Israel? Oh, it might be Israel. Maybe the Israeli Museum must be in Israel. Please do not leave any messages. The site will no longer be accepting comments. This comment is not published until approved. Huh, funny. Wait, what is he saying? In the presentation I am making soon, I want to comment on the potential that Isaiah 52:7 may be the beginning of the section that continues through the end of Isaiah 53. May I take a small screenshot of this section to share in a PowerPoint to show the paragraph break at 52:7 as well as the mark in the margin. Oh my god, my congestion is killing me. I have to take a medication, man. As well as the mark in the margin. The screenshots will not be distributed beyond a presentation. You can't grant permission for this, I understand, but I thought I'd at least ask. This is why I like the United States of America, because I don't know WTF, what's stopping you from screenshotting anything here? That would be if you're not living in the United States, right? Because free use. Okay. Especially, how do you, like, who's the copyright owner of something that was written a couple of thousand years ago? Like, I don't know. That'd be really interesting. Anyway, let's see. Click to examine the scroll. Would you look at that? I see a whole lot of nothing. Powered by Google. This is a nice scroll of abso-freaking-lutely nothing. Okay. God. Here we go. Dead Sea Scrolls from translations, right? Genesis 22, Exodus 17. This looks like this is just like potentially just a regular Bible though, right? Let me see. Okay. How many books? I guess we gotta just start asking questions, because I guess I'm never gonna get an answer. I guess I'm just not gonna find anything that's just gonna just be like, here you go. Here's the, as soon as I say that, I find something that says, here's the complete Dead Sea Scrolls thing. The complete Dead Sea Scrolls in English. Is this something I could click on? Well, it's not something I could click on, but okay. We're starting to get to something. My AC also just finally cut off, so that must mean it's gotten hotter than 75 degrees. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Yep, here we go. I can confirm this if I just look at the Book of Enoch real quick. If I look at the Book of Enoch, so first off, this is exactly what I was looking for. 800 pages. Oh, I'm thinking it was gonna be, I didn't know it was that many, bro. It's gonna take me forever. I was looking forward to like reading the Quran in like a couple of months, in like a month or so. This is going to take me, it took me damn near like a year to get through the Bible. But I'm doing 15 or 20 pages each reading cycle. Let me think about this. How many were I doing? No, I was doing 25 pages, right? Because the Bible had like over 1,000 pages. So I was doing 25 per reading day, and it was 2 days out the week. And this is after I took a significant break. So that's basically like 100 pages a month. So yeah, it took me about a year to read the Bible in its entirety, doing 50 pages a week, right? Technically 2 years, because I was reading it before, then I stopped, did some stuff, and then got back into it. But another 1,000 pages, well, I mean, I can't skip over it, so I mean, it is what it is. So I need to save this, because this is what we're going to be doing every Thursday and Sunday until we get through it. And then we will move on to the Quran next. Or should I alternate? No, maybe. I might alternate. I can't, another year? Another year? Do I really want to do another year just reading the Dead Sea Scrolls when I have a whole Quran right here to also read too? That I feel like it just be a little bit... Damn. That's crazy. I don't know. What is it? To send... School, resources, stream research, and then I'm gonna do religion. Why do I feel like that's spelt wrong? I feel like I forgot it. Jesus Christ, man. Move you down to 80. That's still incredibly loud. Why is that? So it's at 100% here. Okay. Sure. Oh, you guys can't even hear. Hold on. If I put everything at 100% over here, right? Okay. Everything here is at 100%. So this is what I'm gonna do. I got it. This is what I'm about to do here. This is going into my thing there. Cool. This is maxed out audio wise. Okay, cool. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I need to lower this down until I can't hear music anymore. My brain hurts. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about this. Just give me a moment here while I really think this through. I'm a tiny bit, right? I'm just put it. Hold on. All right, it's just a tiny bit. In fact, what I really need to do is I need a YouTube video. I need to stop playing it. Just like whatever random YouTube video I could get. Here, let me do it.
I don't always have 1 to 2 hours in my day to actually prepare a meal and then clean up after. Sometimes I don't want to go out.
We have an update here in the whole Donald Trump, Kamala Harris debate saga. Of course, this morning, I'm going to play a clip of what happened this morning. This way we can get a better indication here to kind of set the stage of where we're at.
Previously agreed upon September 10th debate. He agreed to that previously. Now it appears he's backpedaling, but I'm ready. And I think the voters deserve to see the split screen that exists in this race on a debate stage. And so I'm ready. Let's go.
So that was where we're at. I hope that you could all hear that. Yeah. Okay. So that was where we're at. We have an update now in terms of what Donald Trump's response was. So Trump came forward and issued the following statement. And let's do this. This way you can actually see it a little bit better. Here's what Donald Trump's statement reads. Given the continued political chaos surrounding crooked Joe Biden and the Democrat Party, general election debates cannot be finalized until Democrats formally decide.
You know, the crazy thing is that didn't I say too? I was just like, you know, it's funny because before my guy even showed me this, I was just like, oh, you know, like there's signs of him backpedaling and stuff. But at best, I mean, just like at best, he's gonna come up with an excuse to not to show that he's not gonna go, but then like still end up going because he's just gonna, you know, at the end of the day, he doesn't want to look weak. But whatever he can do to sow chaos, whatever he can do to just add to sowing chaos, right? Because this is just a means to just poke at him and whatnot. As a matter of fact, didn't JD Vance even say that, oh, we're not gonna make a debate with Kamala Harris because we need to know who's our running mate, and this is while Biden was still running. So like it's just whatever to just jabs or whatever. So it doesn't even matter, it really doesn't. But let me see here. Okay, so it looks like this might be good.
There is a strong sense by many in the Democrat, namely Barack Hussein Obama, that Kamala Harris is a Marxist fraud who cannot beat President Trump, and they're still holding up for someone better. Therefore, it would be inappropriate to schedule things with Harris because Democrats could very well still change their minds. So that was the response from the Trump team. As of right now, Donald Trump outright refuses to commit to a debate. Of course, the debate that we were looking at thus far was September 10th, hosted by ABC. Trump came out with a couple of statements. The first one kind of floated this idea of no longer having ABC host the debate, but rather having Fox News host the debate. And for those asking, yes, that's the same Fox News who lied to the tune of $787 million on Trump's behalf.
Okay.
That's who
That's not too
Trump
bad.
deems acceptable because we couldn't possibly have ABC News since they wouldn't be a neutral arbiter. They wouldn't be fair. So instead, we need Fox, who just lost nearly $1 billion lying on Trump's behalf. So that was the first statement. The second one he put out also on Truth Social was along the same lines, where he just kind of made fun of George Slopadopoulos and again refused to commit. This is the first formal statement that we have, though, where we actually do have some indication one way or the other, and it looks like Donald Trump will not commit to any debate between now and at least the end of the DNC, which will be, you know, I think Kamala Harris will be formally nominated the last day of the DNC, which will be August 22nd. So right now it's July 25th. So we have a month before we have any clarity in terms of when the next debate will be. So that's, I guess, not too much of a surprise. And again, I know a lot of people are just joining right now. So what I'm going to do is very quickly replay the initial challenge this morning, because I think it's worth showing. And also it kind of puts on full display the extent to which Kamala Harris is not only not backing down, but leaning into this thing. And it really is a role reversal, because you remember just a few weeks ago, after Biden's terrible debate performance, Trump had come out and said, let's do another one.
Okay. We're just about there.
So the only thing that's changed here, it's not the venue, it's not the debate format, it's just the fact that now he doesn't have to go against Biden, now he has to go against Kamala Harris, and suddenly Donald Trump is changing his tune. So yet again, here's what Kamala Harris said this morning.
Yeah, 60 on the TC. And then hopefully this, because the whole point of doing that was just because it slowed down my editing so badly It was sold on my editing so badly because like you guys are here found on the streaming for whatever reason. The recordings, the videos, whatever it is I'm listening to would be so low. It's like just a crime. So I had to get this working. Yeah. So let me. Yeah. All right. So yeah. Okay, we're good now. Let me just lower you down. God, the phone's charged all the way over there, and I don't want to get up. I don't feel like getting up, but I do want to get another bottle of water. But see, Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay, so we got the Dead Sea Scrolls. I want to definitely take a look into the Book of Enoch real quick. The Book of Giant was another one that I remember coming across. Bro, how do you search on? Oh, okay, there we go. The Book of Enoch. Various Qumran caves have yielded for the first time the original Aramaic text of one of the major Sugrapha, the Book of Enoch, which is probably known as the complete Ethiopic translation from a Greek rendering of chapters, as well as from a number of Greek quotations from chapters 6 to 15, transmitted by the writer George Sin. Okay, yeah. I just want, one more time, make sure audio is good. It is. Okay. And then hopefully, we're still clearing this. Qumran K4 has yielded 7 copies of the writing, attested by, but not strictly identical to, the Ethiopic, and 4 further copies of the related Book of Giants, dependent on chapter 6 of Enoch, fragments of which have been discovered also in 1Q and Q6, the bulk of the meaning. And these are the chief Shemihaza, who was their head, his second Ramtal, third to him Kokabi, fourth to him, fifth to him this person, sixth to him Daniel, seventh to him, 8th to him, 9th, 11th, 12th, 16th. These are the chiefs of the chiefs of tens. These and their chiefs took for themselves wives from all those whom they chose, and they began to go into them and defile themselves with them, and to teach them sorcery and magic, and they became pregnant and bore giants. And after these shall come a greater wickedness than that which will have been accomplished in their days. For I know the mysteries of the Lord, which the holy ones have explained and showed me, in which I read in the heavenly tablets, and I saw written in them that one generation after another will do evil in this way, and the evil will last until generations of righteousness arise, and evil and wickedness shall end, and violence shall cease from the earth, and until good shall come on the earth on them. Veket, and now please go to your son Lamech and explain to him that this child is his son in truth and without lie, the soul of the sons of man, and behold, these are the pits for their prison. They were made thus until the day of the judgment, until the final day of the great judgment which will be imposed on them. Vacant there I saw the spirit of the dead man complaining, and his moaning rising to heaven, and crying and complaining. And beyond those mountains, roughly northwards of their eastern side, I was shown other mountains full of excellent and pepper and cinnamon, and from there I was led to the east of all those mountains, far from them to the east of the earth, and I was taken over the Red Sea, and greatly distanced myself from it, and crossed over the darkness far from it, and I passed to the paradise of righteousness, the astronomical book of Enoch. And it, the moon, shines in the remainder of this night with 3/7 parts, and it grows during this day to 4/7 and a half, and then it sets and enters its gate. I'm doing a partial reading just because I pulled up some information. I pulled up some information about the Book of Enoch, and was looking at a few videos I happened to come across. So I have an idea of what I should be coming across to know this is okay, yeah, so this is probably good. So let's see. It's like half and half, honestly. But I can understand, a short form video, And then it sets and enters its gate and is covered for the remainder of this day to 2/7 and a half. And in the night of the 24th, it is covered 4/7 and a half, and 4/7 and a half are cut from its light. And then it comes out from its gate and shines in the remainder of this night, 2/7 and a half, and it grows in this day 5/7, and then it sets and enters its gate and is covered for the remainder of this day 2/7. vacate, and in the night, what does it say? In the night on the 25th, it is covered 5/7. I gotta remember. I also gotta like get used to like looking at this from up top. Oh yeah, didn't I say that I was also going to? Right, so should be able to go like this, right? Boom, and then I can go. Oh, so then I just probably just go like that. There we go. And then I guess my bottom screen here, I can just have my audio. We'll throw my little chat window thing over here on the side. Can I? Do I really want to? I kind of wish it wasn't so big. Kind of 400%. Okay, and I'll just like kind of leave her over here. Right there's fine. That's fine. Right, you know. And where did my plugins go? Oh, I was like, where did they go? Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna, because I want to have like at least the space like filled a little bit with something. Like, sheesh, man. Of course, right? Because why? I mean, why would it not? Why would it not like make things just harder for me? And then of course I have no space for the base. Okay, go here, you go here, you can go here, and I guess the base is just have to just find its place down here in the middle with the last one down over here. Okay, and then I kind of like, yeah, kind of like it like that. Okay, looks good. Okay, that's it. So let's see. And then it sets and enters its gate and is covered for the remainder of this day. I've read all this already. Yeah. Vacant in the night. And on the 25th, it is covered 5/7 and 5/7 are cut from its life. I read this too. But let's keep going. And then it comes out and shines for the remainder of this night. Okay. And then that's it, right? Then we just get the Book of Giants. Okay. So definitely didn't have as much as I thought I was going to have. The very first part, that very first opening was like spot on from what I remember. 201 or 204. Maybe like the person actually then goes into the Book of Giants, and that's what I was actually remembering, right? I think that's probably what it was. So let me just get to the Book of Giants real quick. The Book of Giants is missing from the mythical version of Enoch, but it's circulated among these people. The Book of Giants, blah blah blah, as has been convincingly shown, blah blah blah. Okay. About the death of our soul, and all his colleagues entered, and all he explained them that Gilgamesh had told him, and Hobabis roared, and judgment was pronounced on him, and the guilty cursed the princes, but the giants rejoiced over him, and he was cursed again and accepted it. Then two of them dreamed dreams, and the sleep of their eyes fled from them, and they rose and opened their eyes, and they went to this place, their father. And then he told a story in the congregation of the colleagues in Nephilim. I saw a wonder in my dream that night. Behold, a big garden was planted with all kinds of trees. There were their gardeners, and they were watering every tree in that garden. Many roots grew out of their stock, and out of one tree grew 3 shoots. I was looking until tongues of fire came down from heaven. I was looking until the blank was covered with all the water, and the fire devoured all the trees of the whole orchard, but it did not devour the tree and its shoots on the land when, oh my god, this is so hard to read, and it was destroyed. Here is the end of the dream. And the giants were unable to explain the dream, and he said, you will give this dream to Enoch, the interpreter scribe, that he might interpret to us the dream. Vacant then his brother answered and said before the giants, I too saw a wonder in the dream this night. Behold, the ruler had descended to earth, and thrones were set, and the great holy one sat. Hundreds and hundreds were ministering to him. I'm starting to remember this, right? And then I think like they're talking about the dream, realized that they're gonna, I guess, die, but then like came to the conclusion that that they shouldn't. They weren't like bad, like it was their fathers or whoever they were bad or something like that. And yeah, it's like slowly coming back to me. Let's see. Behold, the ruler, blah, blah, blah. Holy One sat, and hundreds were ministering to him. Thousands and thousands stood before him. And behold, books were opened, and judgment was pronounced, and the judgment was written, and a signature was signed. And the Great One reigns over all the living and flesh, and over all those who rule. Here is the end of the dream. And behold, all the giants were terrified and called Mahaweh, and he came to the congregation of Nephilim, and the giants sent him to Enoch and said to him, go to him previously, you listen to his voice, and say to him that he can explain to you the interpretation of the dreams, and that all should rest with those who hunger strongly after it. I showed myself mighty, and by the power of my strong arm and by the vigor of my might, I rose against all flesh and made war on them. But I not find to strengthen me from my adversaries. The angels of heaven dwell in heaven, and they abide in the holy places, and I will not, for they are more powerful than I. Back at. I gotta figure out what that means. A wild beast came, and the country people died, and Oniya spoke to him, thus my dream has depressed me, and the sleep of my eyes fled from me for looking at the vision. Behold, I know that I cannot sleep, and cannot hasten for them. The Gilgamesh shed your dream. There's a rewritten account of the Noah story based on Genesis. Blah, blah, blah. The two fragment columns have survived, only the first of which is suitable for translation. Paleographically, it is said to be late Hasmonean from, okay, yeah, so this is about the text. And he crowned the mountains with produce and poured food on them, and he satisfied every soul with good fruit. Whoever does my will, let him eat and be satisfied, says the Lord, and let them bless my only name. But behold, they have done what is wicked in my eyes, said the Lord. They rebelled against God through their actions, and the Lord judged them according to all their ways, and according to the thoughts of the inclinations of their evil hearts. And he thundered at them in his power, and all the foundations of the earth trembled, and the waters burst forth from the abyss. All the windows of heaven opened, and all the abysses overflowed with mighty waters, and the windows of heavens emptied out rain, and he destroyed them by flood. Therefore everything perished on the dry land, and men and beasts, birds, wings, creatures died, and the giants did not escape. And God made a sign and set his bow in the cloud, that he might remember their covenant, that there might no more be on earth waters of floods, and that the mass of waters might not be let loose for their wickedness. When they know how to distinguish between good and evil, for behold, they sprout forth like grass, but a shadow are their days on the earth. And now pray, hearken to me, my people, heed me, O you simple. From everlasting to everlasting he will have mercy. The might of the Lord, remember the miracles which he did in Egypt. So we all not sleeping tonight? Nope, I am still up. Man, this is religion day, so we're just actually going through the Dead Sea Scrolls. But it's cool to see that you're up. Well, hold on, you're like 2 hours ahead of me, so like it is extra late for you. What are you even doing up, my guy? What are you even doing up, right? I normally go to sleep like around like 1 to 2 o'clock. Yeah, it's the Dead Sea Scrolls. I finished reading the whole Bible about a month ago, and so now we're gonna get started on the Dead Sea Scrolls. I was just skimming through it because I just know some stories, and but this is like 800 pages, so it's gonna probably take me about a year if I do it the same pace I did the Bible, which was like about 50 pages a week. So we'll see. Oh, so you're just waking up? Okay, yeah. No, I was actually getting ready to like kind of stop for now, because we was just trying to collect all of the materials for the Dead Sea Scrolls. We luckily found one that actually had all of them. No, I'm not religious at all. It's strictly for educational purposes, because, you know, just like so a bulk of the world population operate on some like religious ground, like even in the US, right? You know, you got all these like religious factions, and then of course you got your actual countries that are strictly religion, like Israel, all the Middle Eastern countries and whatnot. My purpose of reading these religious documents is just so I can get a better understanding of the mindsets of some of these people, because from what I could tell when I finished reading the whole Bible is that most of the religious people are actually just full of crap. Like they're actually just full of shit, quote the Bible and stuff, and didn't actually bother to read it in its entirety and actually try to understand some of the things that they're saying, or try to blend it with government, which shouldn't be the case. If you live in Alabama, right, I don't understand why you hate America so much, because, you know, one of the very first things our founding fathers said is that thou shalt not have religion in the United States of America being enforced by the government. And then here we are in Alabama, putting up the 10 commandments in every school system. And then of course, you know, it's not going to stop there. So yeah, cannot blend at all. I hope you've been doing all right though, fam. I ain't hear from you in a minute, man. You know, what's been going on? Work keeping you busy? I gotta get back to hitting up the Discord sometimes. All right, well, we're actually gonna stop it there. Close that one up, and let me close this. And let's see what we have here. I should probably. Oh shit! I navigate that and everything. Oh snap, fam. We're gonna get deep. I tell you what, dog. I'm gonna actually use you as my. Oh, okay. I'm gonna use you as my transition point here. I'm going to now switch to Discord off stream. So I'm actually gonna end my stream here. So I appreciate everybody that tuned in, but I'm actually gonna hop on Discord. I'll be in Discord if anybody like is trying to chat and stuff. But yeah, my boy, I'm gonna hit you up on Discord and see what's going on, because I don't like to figure out what you over there got going on. Sound like you into some stuff. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no. Just whatever you'll share for me. Whatever you tell me, dog. You know, it ain't nothing. Hold on. But alright, guys, you all take care.
Will Almighty ever stop being trashed? Can he ever not be sorry? Find out next time on Almighty's stream.
Bro, I'm trying to figure. I'm fixing something. Y'all just hold on a second, all right? Like, I'm trying to just debug something because there's no reason it should be move to main. Wait, why is it messed up? I have to play with this.